G'day superstars, how are we on this beautiful Saturday? We get the producer to play some music about now. You little beauty. We're at Earth Sanctuary and this is Mornington Peninsula Earth Sanctuary. How are we feeling, Tommy?
Doing very well, Danny. It's a Saturday morning and we're just talking about how the rocks around here give you release the chatter in the skull and give you peace of mind. It's a nice feeling.
There we go. On this episode is April the 5th. We've got some more climate change warnings and we'll also have our insight, galactic civilization. So this is going to be one of our favourite areas, Tommy.
It is a cracker, Danny. What's the civilization for this day?
Today we'll be looking at the wonderful galactic civilization of the Pleiades. And before we have a chat about the Pleiades, we'll walk down to Dad's magnificent creation down there at the dome. But Tommy, I just wanted to bring you to some of this shrapnel that's going on. This debris caused by the storm.
Yeah, it was Melbourne's worst windstorm in 25 years. It happened just a few days ago. It caused the loss of one person's life, and it was a sure sign and a bit of a reminder to the southern parts of Australia that this is how serious it's going to get and keep getting.
And this is just a small example of some of the huge branches that came down, and you can see the good size fresh trunks here. It's all fresh, just the wind has come in hard as nails. Speaking of climate change warnings, obviously that story is one of our headlines today, with over 450,000 houses here in Victoria losing power. 20,000 are still without power, and that's 4 days after the actual event. Over in Canada, the Neath River has broken its banks and it's caused some of the worst flooding in living memory. Over in China, of course, in the northern regions of China, they're continuing on with their drought conditions, which is putting enormous pressure on their food and nutrients to keep themselves alive. There's obviously more stories from around the world. There's a tornado that's dropped in Arkansas, or Arkansas, depending on which part of the planet you're from. And jump on millicom.com for some more information. Tommy, so there's a bit of a countdown. We've got 4 years, 8 months, 18 days and an hour to go. How do you feel?
That's good. That gives us time for a cup of tea and a bit of yoga on the way, I reckon. So I think the planet Earth, in spite of appearances, we're all on an upward spiral, and that's what's going on as we speak under the covers. It's a bit like an iceberg, and the real action is taking place under the water. So I feel good, Danny.
Fantastic, Tommy. Well, Tommy's fired up. That means I'm fired up. Tommy, should we go down and check out the dome? Today's insight is into the Pleiadian Star civilization, and no better moment in time to go and check out Dad's wonderful creation, the prototype of the dome. And here we go down to the domes. I'll just speak to Joey very shortly. So Tommy, the Pleiadian civilization.
What a cracker, Danny. Good old Pleiadian. It rings a bell every time you hear the word itself. She comes from the constellation of Taurus. Taurus constellation, which is after Aries. There's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and that's also Taurus is we've got the Pleiades constellation, which technically the stories talk about 7 stars within the Pleiades, 7 sisters, and she's about 200 stars in total if you blow her up on a scope. Pleiades civilization is one of a kind. They're up there with the Arcturians, and they're helping the unfoldment of the human race as we slip into a dimension of greater consciousness. But speaking of consciousness, this frequency behind us here has its own dimension. This would be the dome, I believe, Danny, and Joey's been hard at work down here in the southeast coast of Australia, putting up the next addition to the Dome Village. It's hard not to get excited with the new additions, Danny.
Tommy, it is extremely exciting. Dad's great handiwork here with the new disc implementation is just fantastic. This is going to give us a lovely even plane here now to work with, as you can see here on all angles. And we're really up to that next stage, Tommy, of looking at the wafer systems to put over the dome, which will give us that lovely insulation. We've picked the Durabrick, which is a compressed straw material, which is made here in Victoria, and with colour bonding it'll give us waterproofing protection on the outside. And then Tommy, we're also looking at a canvas system, which is going to come about 10 centimetres out of here.
That's right, Danny. Yeah, that's right. Every edition will have modifications, and look forward to stronger hubs and matter insulation systems. That's all about skins, dressing her up. What sort of outfit would you like your dome in?
Exactly right. Now, just briefly to recap on a few of the last Saturdays, we've looked at a number of galactic civilizations, Tommy. First, it was the Syrian culture out there in the Orion regions of space, and last week we looked at the lyrical geniuses, the Arcturians.
That's right. The Arcturians, the shipbuilders, and the other champions are up there helping protect human consciousness from other more ulterior motive civilizations, and it is a challenge, but we've got the greatest on our team. It's a bit like the old Hawthorn team in Victoria down here. It's got a bit of an all-star lineup.
See you in Alice, Tommy.
Good on you guys. See you in a few moments. It's been a pleasure. It's exciting getting on a plane. Bring your own bread bun.
I thought he was catching a shuttle.
I'm getting a spaceship. The Arcturians have landed. It's time to get out of here. The planet's gone pear-shaped. Sick of it. Favourite.
Welcome everybody to the wonderful capital city of Melbourne. We're in Victoria. Just dropped Tommy off at the airport, the aerodrome. He's catching a shuttle, a carrier back to Alice Springs, and we're here for Hawthorn and North Melbourne. A few people here. And we're here to do a comparison of the Pleiadian starships, and this is a comparable size. It's about 3 miles in diameter, holds about 60,000. Just think of those ships out there in the outer atmosphere. Beautiful size. Let's have a look inside. Rightio, we've made it to the pitch. This is our first look of the ground. What do you reckon, Alana?
Bing.
Fantastic. Look at the size of this place. Fantastic. Keeping in mind those images from NASA when that tether broke off back in '96, they saw craft about 3 miles in diameter. This one's very similar. Look at this. Just imagine a Pleiadian craft full of people at this size. Oh, you little beauty. Rightio, we're ready for the big bounce. This is the Hawks versus North, and today's topic is the Pleiadian civilization, and there's a few of them about today. Go the Hawks! Yes, the big game is about to begin. The mighty Hawks and the mighty Kangaroos. And I reckon if this was a spaceship, it'd be about 200 metres across. Not a bad size. Tommy, how's your flight? Fantastic. Oh, great work. Well, North Melbourne's up by 2 points, half time. Yeah. Yes, there you go. We're here. There's 60,000 capacity at the dome, and yeah, it's as tight as a fish's backside at the moment.
There's 40,000.
I'm here with Dad, Dr. Tom, Auntie Gracie. Hawks up by 16 points. Oh, good on you superstars. We're back at Mount Martha. It's been a magnificent day, flying into Melbourne, dropped Tommy off at the airport, saw the mighty Hawks and the mighty Kangaroos. The Hawks got up by about 16 points, you beauty, and how is the size of the Telstra Dome? It's probably about a tenth of the size of the capacity of some of those craft that were showing up on the NASA video. All good. Tomorrow, superstars, Tommy's back with a panel with a review of last week and what's to come. We'll see you tomorrow. May the force be with you.